so I now think it's time for the Beretta 686E full review video. Now you may have seen my previous video, which was the first impressions of this gun, and I'll tell you what, that video gained quite some traction. It got about 5,000 views so far, which is absolutely amazing, so I'd like to say thank you to everybody that's watched that, commented, and just was interested in the gun overall. So today I am going to bring the full review as promised 3 months after the initial first impressions. Now, just before I start this review, I am going to go over if the gun is clear. You can see the light coming down the end of the barrels there, so I am free to open and close this gun as I wish. As far as you are concerned, it is clear. Now, let's move on. So what is the 686E? How does it differ to the 686 or still Pigeon? Well, the 686E is a specific sporting shotgun made by Beretta, and it was more of the entry-level range when it initially came out. And it's replaced by the Silver Pigeon 1. It went late to mid 2000s. So I believe this shotgun ran up until about 2007, and then after they changed to the Silver Pigeon 1. Now, the gun currently costs around £1,000 to £1,200 used, and you can probably find one sitting in your local shotgun shop or somewhere like that. A firearms dealer probably has one of these sat around, and normally they're in pretty good condition when you see them, because they're a sporting gun, they're not really used for rough shooting. Now, the tech specs of this gun. Well, first off, it's a 12 gauge and it has 30-inch barrels. There's a 3-inch chamber, so any standard 76mm cartridges or smaller should fit. And it's a multi-choke system, utilising the Beretta Optima choke system. So it can take extended chokes as well if you do have them, but of course, I don't have those installed on this gun because this is how it came. Now, it weighs about 3.5 kilos, roughly, just a bit less. So it's quite a nice gun, it's not too heavy to hold up for a decent amount of time. And it has a ventilated top sporting rib. So that ventilated top sporting rib has a nice aesthetic sort of feature to it, and I guess removes some of the weight from the barrels, which is quite nice. Now the barrels themselves are made of a chrome steel. So far they've held up to everything I've put them through, and I have found them to be quite weather resistant, as I will mention later on. Now that's the main talk about the barrels, but let's talk about the wood that this gun has on it. So it's walnut wood, and it's actually quite a nice quality one. The grain of it, I think it looks pretty nice. I don't know what specific standard it is, but I do know it's quite nice to look at, and also to oil as well. However, I haven't oiled my gun to a nice standard finish. It has gold accents on the gun, as you can see, on the trigger and in the 686E writing and the Beretta logo on the bottom, which I think were nice features. And they have ejectors as well, and they're both still functioning as they were when the gun was released, which is really nice to see. The engravings are laser engraved, so they are pretty nice, but they're standard across every single 686E. They're not unique, they're not special, they all are the same. And the length of pull of this gun is 14.5 inches, which I think is quite nice. It's not too bad at all. It works exactly how it should. Now let's go over a couple pros and cons with this shotgun I've found over my 6 months worth of shooting it roughly. So, first off, as I previously mentioned in the first impressions video, it's got that Beretta quality, and I tell you right now, it doesn't let you down. As far as I'm concerned, the gun is in still super high condition, it's accurate, shoots well, I haven't exactly had any issues as we're about to get onto. It's a very nice high quality gun, especially for the price. You can't really find much else like it on the market for that. And I've also shot this in rain as well, and I've made sure I've cleaned it and dried it properly after every time, but there are no signs of rust or corrosion on this shotgun, which is also a very nice thing to see as well. Now, it's very easy to clean, and I will go through how to clean it with you, unless I already have put that in here somewhere. And it's got a very minimalist design. So the very minimalist design I think is really nice because it doesn't overcomplicate things, and especially to look at as well, it's just quite pleasing. It's a very simple gun to look at, but it's also very nice, and that's really nice to see. Now, a couple of things I do have to say are that I had a very odd day out when I was shooting skeet with my mate, where one of the barrels just didn't want to fire. It was always the top barrel after firing the bottom barrel first. It just wouldn't shoot. And it happened a couple times on the same day, but it never happened since, and I didn't change anything, so I think it was just a bit of an off day for it. It might have been the weather or the temperature. It was sleeting, it was about 2 degrees, 1 degree Celsius, it's pretty cold. But yeah, it played up a little bit there, so that's something to be aware of. However, it hasn't happened since. And as you can see, the gold accents start to fade on the shotgun as well. So where it says 686E and the Beretta logo, they are fading, which is quite unfortunate, but I guess that does happen over time, especially the amount of time this shotgun has been around. Now I'm briefly going to go over how to strip and assemble the shotgun, just so when you can clean it and everything else. First, you can remove the foregrip from the shotgun by pulling the lever from the underneath and just gently pulling it off. Then you can pop this down somewhere on the side. Next, you remove the barrels, and you can do this by simply releasing it by pulling the top lever to the right. And they pop nice and out of there. Then you can place these down on your workbench. And then you have the action with the stock. Now if you really wanted to and get to the inner action and the mechanism, that's simple to do as well. There are 2 screws on the back of the butt plate that you can remove the plate with. Then that will allow you to access the like a really large screw in the back of the stock, which when you loosen, it will release the mechanism from the actual stock. As you can see now, I'm showing you a photo. When I got the comb razor installed, this is what I had during that time, and it was pretty interesting to see as well, see if it needed a clean or anything else like that. So if you really do want to do a deep clean or need to take it to anywhere such as a gunsmith's, this is the sort of disassembly that they will do on the gun. Then to put the gun back together, it's relatively simple. It's the same steps in reverse. So you want to get your barrel, you want to get your stock and action, you want to get your barrels, you want to just simply slot them together and close them on each other. Nice. So now you've got the action and the barrels together. You simply get the foregrip, pull the lever on the bottom a little bit, and just slot it onto the end, as so. There we are. Your Beretta is reassembled. And this goes for almost any sort of other over and under style shotgun as well. Now, as you've probably seen throughout the video, there's been some clips of me shooting this shotgun. Now, I'm not going to include a full shooting montage in this video, as I do have 2 on my channel that are dedicated to me shooting this specific gun, which I believe are a sporting clays video and a skeet video. So I do advise you, if you really do want to see how this gun shoots, do check those out. Now, cartridge-wise, I've been putting through Lionel Express 7.5 shot power reds, power blues, and power blue and red 9 shots as well, both skeet and sporting. And I've had no issues with those cartridges going through this gun at all, apart from the aforementioned one night during skeet where my top barrel just seemed to play up. But yeah, that is the main initial overview. That is the main review of the Beretta 686E. Now I've gone over the gun in enough detail for you to get an idea of if it's for you, if it's not, or if you just wanted to look at this video to learn a little bit about this gun, which I think is a pretty nice gun. Certainly my views on it are, if you find it for a good price, get it, because it's gonna last a lot more time, and it's just certainly a really nice gun just to have in your cabinet. Now, thank you for watching, and if you are interested in any more firearms or shotgun related talk, I've got plenty of content planned on the channel. Feel free to stick around for the next video. Thank you and goodbye.